Hello there, I'm Dennis, and in this video I'm going to run through making an archlive. If you followed my videos just recently, you know that I was able to create an ISO, Arch Linux ISO, using the Easy Archer. And because of some changes that they made into the Arch ISO, that script no longer works. So made me start thinking, well, how hard is it to actually build an archlive? I've never actually really looked into it, but I come to the wiki and I followed the instructions. I made a list. Let's see, I should have brought that up already. Come on, there we go. That up with mouse pad and close that back out. And you'll see I just made a list. And unless you run into a problem, it's basically 10 edits, 10 sections. Don't take but a second. So what you're going to do first, though, is you're going to come to archlinux.org. You'll come right here and you'll type in where on the right there where it says package search. You type in arch ISO and you hit enter. Now here they are, and because they're in the regular repositories, you can just install them through pacman. But if you click on the arch ISO, it'll tell you what its dependencies are. And I went ahead and put these dependencies here, even though they are optional. I went ahead and included them. So the first thing that you're going to need to do, probably close out of that. Well, let's see. Wiki, archiso, and right here, it's going to take you right through the setup, installing packages. We're going to do that. It takes you right here. We got to create we have to create a folder called archlive, or we don't have to call it archlive and call what we want to, but because that's what they used in that example, I'm basically going to copy and paste that command right there into my terminal and installing packages. We're just basically going to follow right through with this wiki. So you'll find this on your wiki. You can follow along, and it's not that hard. It's not hard at all. So first thing we're going to do, like it says, we're going to make sure we're going to have arch ISO and all its dependencies. The best way to do that, unless you know you have it installed arch ISO yet, you're going to need it. So to me, the best thing to do, instead of querying each one of those packages, we can just go pacman -S, sudo pacman -S, and then say needed. And for the sake of time, I'll just copy and paste these in here. But I can sure do that a lot faster than I can type them in there. But you saw I got these dependencies right out of the wiki there. Alright, once you get that, hit enter. And if you have them already, in this case I do, it'll just skip them. If you don't have them, it'll give you the option to install them. So I'm going to clear that terminal first. Alright, so now we're into step one. We've got everything we needed. We're into step one. Step one is we're going to get into su. So su, enter, give it your password, hit enter. Now we're going to create a directory called archlive. I just showed that to you in the Arch Wiki, or the Arch ISO Wiki. So to do that, we're going to say mkdir space arch chlive. Nope, I did that wrong. Before we do that, we're going to cd into our home folder by going cd space period, hit enter. All right. Now if you go ls, you'll see that that's the home folder. So now we can make that directory. We call it archlive. Sure I got that spelled right. Okay, hit enter. Alright, now we're going to copy all the folders that are in releng. See if I can bring that up fast enough here. Whoops. User, share, arch ISO, and you install it. This is where it'll put it. And you'll see there's two ways you can do this, through the baseline or the releng. The baseline does not give you much customization. The releng gives you quite a bit. So we're going to copy all of this content over into our newly created directory of archlive. So we do that, back up, I can just copy and paste this in there, and I'll tell you, before I hit enter, I'll tell you what I'm doing here. So we got CP for copy, space, -R for recursive, space, /user, USR, /share, /archiso, /configs, /releng, / with the asterisk, that means everything under it, and we're going to copy that into our newly made directory, archlive. So I'm going to hit enter. Okay. See, wasn't that pretty easy? Okay. Now, we've done that, so let's cd in the archlive. So cd, arch tab, there we go, archlive. Now if we ls there, you'll see that we've got those folders that we looked at just a second ago in the releng. There. Grabbing the wrong bar there. Okay, so the first one we're going to edit is the packages here. I'm just going to copy this over, and we're already in sudo, so I do not have to invoke sudo. We're already in root, so we're going to say we're going to edit the packages.x86_64. Hit enter. I'm going to enlarge this, and I'm going to scroll down near the bottom there, or to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and add some packages. Now, the sky's the limit. Be wary, you better type it right, correctly, no typos. If you do, it'll fail immediately. What you can do is put them in there a few at a time, and if you're able to make the ISO, you know you are. But if you're really good and you type your packages in there, you can double check and do it all at once. That's what I'm going to do. So some of these things I normally get, like Linux is already here, the Linux firmware is already here, but it does not have network manager. Hit enter. And I'm also going to need network manager applet. Let's see, I got this all on the list, didn't I? Yeah, network manager. Make this, get this just below there if I can. Alright, applet. And then we'll go ahead and get all the Xorg stuff. So Xorg, enter. Xorg -xinit, enter. Xorg -apps, apps, enter. Xorg -xkill, enter. Xorg -xclock, and Xorg drivers. Okay, enter. Right now I can go back up to here, and we're going to get the desktop is going to be xfce4, enter. xfce4 -goodies, enter. Then we're going to want xdg user diars, enter. Firefox, qBittorrent, enter. Alright, now we're going to get some video drivers that you never know you might need. So xf86-video -qxl xf86-video -intel xf86-video AMD GPU. Alright, Now I'm gonna need a greeter, so like dm enter, like dm hyphen gtk greeter, and then like dm hyphen gtk greeter settings. What else I got up there? Yep. The get. Oops, enter, not spacebar. Wget Yajl. See, bash hyphen completion. Pacman hyphen contrib. Multi-lib hyphen devel. Now, if you include this one, you're going to have to enable it in the pacman.conf, which is no problem. So we're going to get USB utils. I didn't already write that in there, did I? Oh. USB utils, enter. GVFS, enter. MTFS hyphen 3G, enter. I think that's it. Okay, now we can save and exit. This is nano, so make sure I'm in the right spot here. Control O to write it out, enter to confirm, Control X to get out of there. We'll clear the screen. Alright, so there goes our packages. Now we're going to turn some services on by going into the customize airrootefs.sh. Alright. Now, I see that they're given a spacing of two spaces each, so I do that. I don't know if it's necessary, but I do think that the order in which you do these right here is necessary. So I'm going to copy and paste that. That's the enabling the LightDM service. Now we're going to enable, see, I didn't get that S right there. I'm glad I caught that. System set default graphical target. That way it will start. And we're going to enable the network manager. Get all of it that time. Alright. Now I did install Bluetooth and cups, or I've got it, on my package list, but I'm not going to enable them right now. Alright, so now that's it. I've got enabled the LightDM service. I've told it to default to the graphical target, which is LightDM. And then I've told it to enable the network manager. This is in nano, so we're going to Control O to get out of here, write it out, enter to confirm, Control X, leave. Alright, so now let's ls again. I want to nano, and I want to go into my pacman.conf and hit enter. Now remember, I put in multi-lib devel, and that would stop this process if I didn't or don't enable the 32-bit libraries here. So let me get this done before I talk too much more. I'm going to go down and put in there color, I Love Candy, and total download. That'll have to be redone, but on the initial setup, that'll be done, but when you install it, it will have to be redone. Alright, so I've uncommented the multi-lib, both categories. Again, Control O, enter, Control X. Okay, now I think we're ready. That's it. See how easy that was? So we're going to say period slash, and we're going to run build period sh space hyphen capital V. Or not capital V, V. Alright, and I believe that's spelled right. I'm going to hit enter. If anything is spelled incorrectly, it will stop. Fail to install deep USB. Man, two spellings. Okay. So let me go back into, that's not it, packages. So that would be Network Manager Applet, USB utils. See why you do it a package at a time or a small set of packages? Network Manager. I believe the other one was USB utils. Yep. All right, now Control O, enter, Control X, Control L, up arrow, bring the build script back, hit enter, and it must have been spelled right. Must have been only two errors. All right, so now it's just a matter of waiting this out. Excuse me. What I'm probably going to do is let this run so you can see the whole process, but cut out the audio and just speed it up. Actually, it doesn't take that long. Maybe I'll just leave it going. It's already in the install steps. Installing Firefox, BitTorrent, Nano, Vim, create user, RPC. I love seeing what it's doing. Part image, group. Remember, we're not adding a user. All we're doing is creating an ISO with a root user that you can log into and install whatever you want, but primarily install Arch Linux. And you don't even, just because I'm using an xfce desktop on my live image does not mean that you have to install xfce. You can install GNOME or whatever. Plasma, KDE Plasma. Budgie. OpenBox. IW3. Alright, so it's creating the image. Apparently all the packages and stuff were in order. This is going to take a minute. I'm just going to pause the video right here. But you can see we've got LightDM, the service is going to start up. Its graphical target is going to start. Network Manager is going to start. Alright, there's our progress bar. Alright, looks like we're getting really close to being through here. 1.1 gigs. It's actually pretty small. Alright, so let's CD into our out and tell it to list that stuff. And there it is. Alright, so remember though, it's owned by root. So you just close out of that and say sudo tunar. And this up. It show me details where I can see. Open file system root folder. Right there. Out folder. Copy or cut. And go to back my home. Go back into Arch fields, paste, rename. This is number 3. And each time I've added just a couple more packages to that. So, alright, so let me go back to that file system root. Right there. Alright, now we don't need that no more, so I'm going to delete it. But you can't delete it unless you're root. If you run this process again, it will make another man. PC man, FM. Go to my parts fields, find number 3 here, change the properties, permissions and owner, make it mine and not root's. And say anyone can look at it, but only owner and group can execute it. Okay, get out of here. And we open up VirtualBox. Let's add a new one. Art 3. Okay, let's give it 4 gigs of RAM. Next, create, next. And let's do just BIOS. So let's go 52 gig, create. All right, go to settings. Your system. I'm gonna give it 2 cores of my processor. Turn that floppy all the way down to the bottom there and undo it. Raise the hard drive up once. Display, raise it. Video memory all the way up. All right, important part here. Let's go find that ISO. Number 3 there. Choose it. Say okay. Let's start that bad boy. So far, so good. Boy, I've noticed they've taken away that 5-second rule right there. So Arch Linux install medium, and I was looking around in there, and you can change that, but I'm not going to right now until I learn more about total process. But as you can see, it's booting, and remember, there's only one user that is root, so there won't be a username to log in with the password. You just have to sign in as root with no password. So root, hit enter, log in as root. Guess you hit enter with the mouse is better. And there we go. So we know we got LightDM. There it is. And I didn't really get any programs except Firefox and qBittorrent. I didn't anything else just come in extra. I mean, you know, you can start experimenting. Now, in order to install this, you do have to install it just like you would from a terminal. You know, you have to figure out where your disk is. In this case, it's right there. It's 52 gig, and then you got to set your time, date, and CTL, and all that stuff. So I mean, it doesn't really install it for you or anything, but it does give you a graphical something to look at. And another reason why this might be handy is you could boot into it, and you could go into find somebody else's drive. I'm not sure. If I was booting up on a USB stick, I'd be seeing a different thing than I'm seeing right here in the VirtualBox. Like I said, on real hardware and booting into it, you might be able to go in and actually save somebody's system. I don't know. But other than that, you could install it. And, you know, I didn't put any programs in here, so you wouldn't have to reinstall anything. You just have to install what you want. So, however, you have to start from scratch. Packstrap, base, Linux firmware, etc. So, that's it. That's my ISO. That's how actually easy it is. Not very hard with it. Nice. That's going to conclude this video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next time. Bye.